SEMA M4, the Polarstar Kythera. This is Polarstar's mechanical HPA engine. It is working perfectly fine. The only thing I want to do here is check my work, make sure it's installed correctly and there's nothing that will go funky once we start running around and playing with it outdoors. And I also want to install the smaller metering screw. So with that, with the Polarstar Kythera, since obviously there's no battery, fire control unit, you can't really set any of that. You have to set it manually, and the way that you do that is with a metering screw. So for my other Kythera build, I have the 0.019 inch, and with this M4 it was feeding reliably with KWA mid caps 120s, but I'm going to go ahead and install the 0.024 metering screw just for peace of mind, so I know it's always going to feed reliably. You're not going to outshoot it even with a 0.0219. So if anything, this is just going to make the system more reliable. In my opinion, since having gone through 2 installs now with these, I think Polarstar should consider switching the packaging to at least include the 0.024 and the 0.019 inch metering screw. Considering that I had to pay $10 to get these mailed, but that's fine. The upper here is a traded Noveski 13.5. It's kind of a little bit of a retro little flash suppressor mini can there. It's about a 14-inch barrel, gray AFG, and a Max hop-up. And I only use, right now, Mad Bull Red buckings. I've had the most success in feeding with these. So we'll go ahead and get this out. Oh, and we're also going to switch out to a PTS grip for the time being, see how we like that. This is a build for a friend, actually. I'll be running around with it when he's not there, and I don't feel like using my primary, which is a AK. I can show that later. So now we're going to go ahead and disassemble this and get started. Popular HPA engines, and I definitely can tell why. Being entirely mechanical, being relatively affordable in terms of HPA, I think in terms of getting in, I would highly recommend this. I don't know much about other brands. Coming from paintball, it's hard for me to have too much brand loyalty, but so far with 2 Polarstar Kytheras and good response from their tech support when I was having any early issues with the version 3, I will say that this is a night and day different. The version 2 versus installing anything on a version 3 gearbox. I kind of knew that was going to be a project going in. I like AKs personally. I'm a big fan. I play Escape from Tarkov, or I did. I'm taking a little bit of a break. But I made an AK-12, and this was insanely faster. I don't think I had any major issues at all with installing that. Charge it, and then brakes goes there. I guess that's not too bad, the crimp on that. That's why you get the beefed up line, to avoid any issues with that. So I'm going to go ahead and install the metering screw. You want to lock back the nozzle, and then so now it's all set. And just carefully there. Alright, it still has all the factory lube and stuff on it. Looks fine. I might wipe that down and use some Tech T gun salve. But right here is the metering screw. So I'm going to go ahead and install the 0.024. The stock is 0.029. I just think that that allows for a cyclic rate that is a little bit, let's just put it this way, it's optimistic. You'll never outshoot, even like I said on my AKV, the 0.19. I don't see how you could. You'd have to be just having the most insanely lightweight trigger reset. And most magazines, I think, are going to be the weak spot. And even if you're running PTS mags, or in my case for the AK, running good D-Day / Arcturus mags, I still feel like you're better off just reducing the chance of having a feeding malfunction. So I'll swap this in for my friend to make sure that we don't have any issues. Way down, you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to snug it or torque on it. Once it's flush, it's flush. And then we're gonna go ahead and store the stock one in here for later use. And I'm gonna take a moment and go grab the better grease for that. And for a long time, I've been using this since I was in high school for paintball markers and the dye Proto, Titman, all of them. I think if you're running HPA anything, this is what you want to be running. Oh man. So we're just gonna insert that. That'll make me feel a little bit better. And then here you have to just slightly lift up on that trigger reset pad. It's like a three-handed job. Not quite, it's not that bad. And just start screwing the Kythera back together. The version 3 is a lot more simpler in the trigger linkage. So we have a perfect function. And the cool thing about the Kythera being completely mechanical is we can function check it. So we'll go ahead and gas this up. And it set itself, locked in. Look at that, no issues. So we'll keep this set up. Nice. All right. All right, so you just gotta screw that middle hole where your gear used to go for the motor. And that will work. And just do a diagonal pattern. One in the front, one in the corner. Should be just fine. Got that first try. Getting better at this. Don't worry, I play a lot too. Just getting more friends back into it, so I gotta build them guns. Tighten that up. That ain't going anywhere. Oh, that feels a lot better. Hop up Mad Bull Red bucking. Seems to be very reliable bucking rubber. And thread that on there for looks. Thanks for watching, guys. Polarstar Kythera test, built for a friend. It's built on a SEMA sport blower. Got a amped IGL, max hop up, max speed trigger, Type 4 barrel. See how it shoots. Perfect function.